Two women are among the applicants for the vacant post of public executioner with the Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Services. The majority of applicants who expressed interest in taking up the job of an executioner in the past were mainly males, with two females throwing their names in the hat. The Sunday Mail reported, quoting Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Permanent Secretary Mrs. Virginia Mabiza. She said, "In the past, we have been overwhelmed with applicants for the post of a hangman, but because of the de facto moratorium that we have had for more than a decade, it has not been necessary to employ anyone. At the moment, the hangman's post is not an issue because the real discussion is centered around the abolition of the death penalty." Mrs. Mabiza added that ideally, the post should not be a full-time job for obvious reasons. While the death penalty is still legal, the country has not carried out executions since the hanging of Stephen Chidumo and Edgar Masendeke in July 2005. 66 inmates are presently on death row. Murewa-born Bernard Chiwenga, aged 71, who was convicted for murdering a woman in 2015, said the uncertainty of when he will appear before the hangman was affecting his sanity. He said, "I can't eat, bath or clean my cell. I even turned violent. Whenever I hear someone touching my cell door, I scream. Even when there is cleaning going on, I begin to think that this is my last day." Another death row inmate, 41-year-old Dosmeta Vore, who was convicted of killing 4 white farmers, claims he was wrongfully convicted, although overwhelming evidence was presented against him during the trial. Vore said, "At night I don't sleep. If I hear the sound of footsteps or keys, I begin to think death has finally come. Some inmates who have been here for long say when your time to die has come, the prison officers will come to pick you up around 3 a.m. The Constitution of Zimbabwe confines death penalties to males aged between 21 and 70 years. Women are exempted. President Mnangagwa, who survived the hangman's nose on a technicality before independence for acts of sabotage, has reiterated that Zimbabwe should abolish the death penalty.